I seek leave to table a document compiled by the Parliamentary Library from OECD, Stats New Zealand and Bureau of Statistics Australia figures showing that the income gap between Australia and New Zealand has widened in Australia's favour in the last 2 years.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Question number 4, the Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Prime Minister and reads, does he believe clear and unambiguous leadership is now needed to ensure that rules regarding the private interests of ministers are upheld?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, as Prime Minister, I have responsibility for protecting the integrity of the decision-making process of executive government and maintaining public trust in the executive. I have always expected and demanded that my ministers act lawfully and behave in a way that upholds and is seen to uphold the highest ethical standards.
The Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Was he showing clear and unambiguous leadership when, even before he became Prime Minister, he happened to forget how many Transrail shares he owned?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes.
The Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Was he showing clear and unambiguous leadership when he set up a blind trust to manage his real estate, dairying and wine interests that was blind in legal theory but which had 2020 vision in practice?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the member is wrong in this accusation.
Question number... point of order, the Honourable Pete Hodgson.
I didn't hear the Minister's reply and I wonder if I could have a chance to hear it afresh.
I'd ask members to be... I realise issues can be tense, but if answers can't be, would the Right Honourable Prime Minister mind repeating the answer?
I refute the member's accusation.
The Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Was he showing clear and unambiguous leadership when he reinvented a new ministerial housing system supposedly to save the taxpayer money after the Bill English debacle, only to find that his system costs more because ministers can and do pocket more money without having to show that their expenses are real?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I'm satisfied that the new system works effectively and is fair and balances the needs of both the taxpayers and ministers.
The Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Does he show...
Order. I just ask members to... We must be able to hear the question. The Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Does he show clear and unambiguous leadership when he initially denied wrongdoing by the Honourable Dr Richard Worth, Deputy Prime Minister Bill English, or Honourable Pansy Wrong, only to have to backtrack when the facts emerged?
The Honourable Prime Minister. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Member's incorrect in his statement.
Speaker,
the Honourable Pete Hodgson.
Why is it the Prime Minister's instinct always to deny, forget, minimise, dampen, distract or ward off interest, or to run a new agenda, rather than to live by clear personal rules himself and require his Cabinet to do the same?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, in the 2 years that I've been Prime Minister, I'm proud to have led a government that's had greater transparency, greater openness, and I'm very grateful. I'm not a member of the last Labor government that spent its time with Taito, Philip Field, Winston Peters and a range of other people that they sought to protect and hide from.
Order. Order. Now, if the National Bank bench is quite finished, I'll call the Honourable Rodney Hyde supplementary question. Point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'd ask you just to go back over the questions that the Honourable Pete Hodgson's raised and the way of doing it in the context of standing orders, because it seems to me that the danger that we might be heading into, I let him finish, obviously, but for next time, the danger that we're in is the ability of members to put down questions without notice, in effect, by saying to a minister or to a Prime Minister, does he believe that clear and unambiguous leadership is shown in this particular case, and then allowing a whole range of issues to be trawled. It seems to me we might want to, as a House, to enable that to happen, But in the past, speakers have been quite tough in putting down questions like that without notice.
I appreciate the point the member has raised, a point made in good faith. And these are difficult issues, and I think there's nothing unusual about the primary question that was put down. I mean, I think members of this House over the years have lodged primary questions that give no particular indication where the supplementary questions will go. I listened to the supplementary questions. Had there been outrageous allegations against a member, in case the Prime Minister, I've ruled them out. Where possible, I tend to let the Minister deal with the question. I think the Prime Minister dealt with the questions on this occasion, but I do, as Speaker, I accept, have to be careful because outrageous allegations are totally out of order and outside standing order, so I will be mindful of that issue. Question number 5, Todd McLeay.